Tomorrow sees the World Elder Abuse Awareness Day being observed. Many older persons fought the fight for liberation, yet they are still bound by the shackles of poverty, abuse and neglect. Instead of enjoying their twilight years, many older persons are living in fear of victimization, abuse and neglect, often at the hands of unscrupulous family members. Now, despite the efforts of national and international NGOs and governments to create awareness on the value of older persons and their human rights, all too often they are mistreated and forgotten. Busisiwe Khoza is the CEO of the Age in Action, and she joins us now for more. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the late edition.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for having me.
Now, as elderly people's longevity increases, abuse of the elderly is an increasing and serious problem. Of course, that affects health and human rights and can even cause death. So why do many older persons continue to experience poverty, abuse and even neglect despite their contributions to society and past struggles for liberation?
So thank you for the question. I think this is caused by various factors, including societal inequalities, including ageism and lack of adequate support from the family members, adequate support from the community, and also adequate support from the family itself. And you find that an elderly person is more depending on these three people that I've just mentioned: the family, the community, and the society at large.
And speaking of family, speaking of family, Ma'am Khoza, what role then do the family members play in the victimization of older persons, and how can this be addressed?
It's quite a lot of victimization that comes from the family members. As you know, that elder abuse, most of the time, elder abuse happens to, you are being abused by a person whom you trust mostly, more than any other person. So the family members are most of the time they are perpetrators. We can mention the financial issues. We find that nowadays, more especially in our culture, the elderly person is a sole breadwinner in the family due to the unemployment rate in the society. You find that the people that have been working, we noticed that during the COVID time, people that have been working had to come back and stay with their families because they couldn't afford to pay for the rates in the townhouses. So they had to come back and live with an elderly person. You find that an elderly person is now a second time and a third time parent, doing third time parenting.
Right. Ma'am Khoza, what are some of the telltale or the warning signs that someone may be, going through elder abuse?
What are the signs? Can you please repeat the question, sir?
Indeed, what are some of the warning signs that someone may be going through elder abuse?
It's the wrinkling, as you can see, that my face is changing. The wrinkles on the face, the graying of the hair. You're becoming frail. You could before you could walk on your high heels. Now you have to wear your flat shoes because of frailty. And as we grow because of the aging process, you find that now you have to maybe use the walking stick when you are going somewhere. So those are the signs that you are aging.
Let's talk about some of the effective ways, or how effective have the national and the international efforts been in sort of promoting the rights and well-being of older persons?
Those two have made a lot of strides in assisting the older person. For instance, if you find that here in South Africa, there was a strategy on aging, which is spearheaded by Department of Social Development, of which we're part of that strategy on aging, which mostly promotes healthy aging and fostering healthy aging, addressing the systems of inequality. But all those often lack support somewhere, somehow. But there are a lot of strides that have been attempted by the government to do something about the issue of promoting the rights of other persons.
And just picking up on your point in terms of promoting the rights of older persons, in what ways then can society better honor and protect the elderly, ensuring that they are not forgotten or even marginalized?
Thank you. That's a very important one. The elderly people shouldn't be left out when things are done. Like there's one of the main rights of older persons that they need to, it's a right to participation, that the older person has to be given a right to participate in all the circumstances that touch their lives. Also the right to dependence, that if they can still do something, they must be given that opportunity. You find that our families, like, say, when there's a wedding in the family, most of the time now they're doing garden weddings, and they don't allow the elder person to maybe contribute and make some decisions on whether it's traditional wedding or the Western wedding. So it means that they've cut them out of their lives. Yet we've got a lot of wisdom that has been contributed by older person in the community.
All right, Ma'am Busisiwe Khoza, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time. Well, Busisiwe Khoza is from Age in Action, joining us, on the line, talking to us about World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, a day that is observed, to highlight some of the human rights violations that have been meted out or perpetrated against the elderly.